right, guys, what's going on, everybody? It's your man, Cleveland Terry. I wanted to just do a quick video about this new unit. It's not out yet, doesn't come out until
July 31st, it hits market. I have pre-order it pretty soon though.
All right, so this is Tim. This is the man, runs this thing. They came out with an amazing product. I haven't tested it yet, but based upon what I'm seeing, this is one of those to beat.
It's a game changer.
Moving platters. It's $700.
What's up, everybody? How are we doing today?
$700. This is gonna sell like hotcakes. So I'm gonna do a review, but tell me just real quickly, like, what made you guys decide to do something like this?
The history of DJing is vinyl, right?
Yeah.
And motorized jog wheels is the best we can get right now,
Right.
in terms of replicating that with a digital controller.
Right.
So the Impulse T7
Okay.
is our shot at the motorized DJ controller market, and the largest, most premium controller we've ever made.
Okay.
And we're pricing it just like we price everything else in the Hercules lineup.
Super aggressive.
Competitively. Let's call it competitively.
I call it aggressive, he calls it competitively, fine.
We're targeting both, obviously, beginner DJs
Right.
who want to upgrade to a motorized platters,
Right.
or working DJs who want something small, want something portable,
Yeah.
want something that works with Strato Pro.
It has XLR outs. Very important for a professional DJ that you have that. I'm impressed so far though.
You'll see more of the T7 real soon.
All right, guys, follow my YouTube because you know we're gonna do this review very, very soon. All right, see ya. All right, so let's see what this guy's got going on. God, I hate this guy. Oh man, let me just see.
So,
Oh, I hate his face. Hate his face. Dislike. Can't.
what is going on? What is going on? Everybody in the house, what is going on? Wake up in Cleveland every single morning.
I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up. I wake up, flex, I'm down now. Check, no drip, this wet. Tell 'em run it up.
What is going on? What is going on? It is Thursday. It is Thursday. It is it's been quite a week. It has been quite a week. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Thursday. You know what? In all honesty, every time I wake up, I get to enjoy lots of new followers. Should I say, not so much followers, just people that have opinions, very, very strong opinions showing up on my page all the time now. So that's a great time for me. You know, it's been one of those things where when you do this long enough, you do understand certain things that are going to happen. One of those things you understand, and I'm pulling up my my comment section as I'm talking. One of those things you will understand is that you know, people have opinions that are sometimes different than your own, and that's fine. I never have a problem with that. My problem always happens when people believe that they actually know you. That is my biggest issue that I'm dealing with right now. We'll get into that in a minute, but I do want to say hello to everybody. Hopefully my mic is working. Everything's working. Good. This light is not on. That's going to bother me. There we go. Got to fix the whole motif here. Fix the whole motif. So when I wake up now, I'm going to pull this up too. I'll have to pop in my USB because I do think we should probably talk about it. I think that's important. But this is the kind of stuff that I wake up to now. You know what? I'm going to pull it up here. I think it's important that you guys see what I am talking about. So I will have to connect the computer for a second. So I'll have to go online for just a minute, but that's okay. Oh yeah, this is actually perfect. Okay. Give me half a second. At some point, I'm gonna have to go get a bar or something. I had a very, very late night last night, so I'm just out of whack. Trying to. I'm sorry, guys. Please hold on for a minute. Okay, so recently, I'm sure you guys are all aware, or some of you are aware, some of you are not. We had Namm, and prior to Namm, Alpha Theta, aka Pioneer DJ, which we can also talk about. I'm totally willing to hear everybody's, feelings on the name change, whatnot. I know that we didn't get a chance to talk about it prior to Namm, and then the Thursday of Namm, I was obviously there shooting a live stream, so wasn't able to really, talk to anybody about that kind of stuff. But prior to Namm, Alpha Theta released 2 products. One was the Omnis Duo, which is actually right on my floor here, and then the other one was the Wave 8, and so these are all just kind of first look walkthroughs of the products. The Wave 8, I brought it into my warehouse. We just did a test. I compared it to the Mackie Thumb Go, and just again, no real opinion. Just hey, this is what it is. This is what it costs. Take a listen, and you, Humberg. You decide if you like it or not. That's pretty much it. Sorry, I'm getting warehouse which system's going out. Dude. Okay. So I have we're gonna segue here. I have a warehouse manager, and his job is to prepare all the products for the events over the weekend. Not a big deal. The only thing we ask is, hey, we need you to get in on Monday, no later than Tuesday. That way, if something is up, if we need to correct something, if we need to order something, if we need to just react to something, we have time to do so. That's been the normal thing. This man is messaging me now. Which systems are going out? Blah, blah, blah. It's Thursday. I have no way to do anything now if I need to order stuff. Or I'm paying a top price because I can't get it online. I have to go someplace to get these things. Very, very frustrating. Very frustrating. But he is the least of my problems. Where's my water bottle? Sorry, guys. I need to get a water bottle real quick so I can talk because I'm feeling a little cotton mouth there.
I am really excited about moving forward with our party. Yeah, I'm excited too. It should be a really good party. Just got a couple more questions before I sign the contract. So if you don't mind, let me just get out my questions here. One, what kind of lighting do you use? Specifically, do you use Chauvet? Yeah, I have a whole bunch of Chauvet lights, but I have a lot of other ones. There's a lot of good companies out there. Okay. Do you use RCF speakers? No, I use JBL and QSC, depending on the size of your party, but they're all good speakers. Last question, the most important question I have. Do you mix in key? Do I mix in key? Well, I mean, I've been DJing. I was at a party once and the DJ played a transition that was completely out of key. I could not unhear it, ruined my whole night. Can I see your Serato mixed in key playlist, please?
Okay, so I believe it was Wednesday, and I'm not gonna. Things have updated, so some of these things are going to be moot, but I still feel people need to understand context. So on, I believe it was, well, let's see, Namm came on Thursday, so that's when the embargo came up. So yeah, it would have been Thursday morning. Doesn't really matter if it was Wednesday or Thursday. We're just throwing it out there. I get a I get a text message from Nick. Nick says, "Hey, have you seen the video?" Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, the video where, you know, somebody's talking about us and they don't mention us by name, but there's only certain people that got the Omnis Duo and Wave 8 gear. Very, very small select few. Now, I'm not bragging about that. I don't really care. I don't know how things go out, and I'm not in charge or responsible for things that to go out to influencers. I really do hate that word. So I knew there was only one of like 5 people. It's very easy. It's not like sometimes, things will get released and there'll be like 30 people. In this case, there was like 5 or 6. So I knew that obviously we were being spoken about. So I checked the video out, and it was from my guy Rick Webb. You guys remember? We've had a long history together. We did quarantine DJs. We were kind of a brat pack during the pandemic, in all honesty. So I saw it. I was very shocked, needless to say. So I left a message on his page just saying, "Hey, look, respectfully, and we're friends. That's why I am being respectfully right now. This is BS. While what you're saying in your opinion about the product is fine, it's what you're saying about us is 100% inaccurate." And then I kind of left it at that. In all honesty, like I said it, I'm just like, whatever. If you want to do the whole clickbait thing and you want to draw more followers, that is YouTube. It is what it is. That's fine. And I literally left it at that. Obviously, I talked to the other people, Mojax and Nick and anybody and everybody that was involved in it. People were talking to me about it. They were coming up to me. So it was one of those things. Again, I don't have a problem with that. In all honesty, people can have opinions. People can say things. People can do whatever they want, as long as I am not being placed in a light that is going to make me look bad. I can make myself look bad. I don't need anybody else to fabricate nonsense to make me look bad. Okay. I know that when I do videos, sometimes I might say something or do something, whatever in the video, and it may come off a certain way, and that's on me. I did that. So if somebody wants to critique me or call me out, that's on me. I know that's a part of what it is that we do as influencers. Sometimes there is, clickbait involved. I get it. And sometimes I don't do it as much, but there have been times I did the should you trust Mojack's video, which I didn't think was all that big of a deal. I thought it was humorous. I thought it was fun. And Mojack's loved it. Lots of people loved it. But then there were a number of people that were calling me out. This is clickbait. What do you work for IKEA? What the hell's going on? This is dumb. I can't believe I watched this video. Blah, blah, blah. So at first I was like, what the hell? How dare you? How dare you? That's how I started. Then I started thinking, you know what? I can see how people can perceive this and take this a certain way. Everything that I was doing was in, good faith. It was just fun, but I get it. So I will take my lumps on that. I did that to myself. Okay. What I don't like is when people are coming at me for things that I absolutely did not or do not do. So after that, after Rick's video, I tried to just kind of move on. It is what it is. Like it's your page. You are free to do whatever you want. I'll move on. Problem was, and Mixed Messaging in the building. What's going on, fam? Good to see you. The problem was, YouTube videos don't go away. And every time somebody watches, Rick's video, they come to me, they go to Nick, and then they go to our page. And every single day when I wake up and I have to check messages, I get BS all over my videos. I get people telling me that you're a sellout, you're a liar. And they're quoting like verbatim the things that Rick was saying, like verbatim. So I'm just like, I know where this is coming from. I know this isn't my standard people or anybody that comes in and watches videos. I know this. I absolutely know this. You can tell the difference. So every morning I'm seeing this, and every morning I'm like, okay, fine, whatever, fine. Let's just move on. Wake up again. Halfway through the day, 5 more messages come through. Okay, fine. That's the problem that I had. Not what Rick said, but that retaliation. You see, the problem with YouTube or anything nowadays, like literally anything, the problem is people look for reasons to hate. Really, V squared? Oh, that's dope. DJ now supports Apple Music streaming. That's great. We'll have to talk about that and pull that up. Yeah, people look for reasons to hate. That is a thing now. That is a pure energy that people gravitate to. You go online, you look at politics or whatever, and people just, I can talk shit. Now is my time, and nobody's gonna question me because there's some validity here. So people just want to hate all the time. Because normally, if somebody didn't like something, they just walk away. Whatever, it's not for me. Maybe they say, I don't agree, and they move on. But nobody makes things personal. And that's the problem. Everybody's making it personal. Everybody was questioning my character, telling me, okay, let me see here. So, let me drop down. Oh, so here's one right here. Okay, so this one came in. Never seen this guy before. Daniel G. Don't want to lose that NDA contract with Pioneer, do ya? Now, remember, I've never talked about NDAs. I mean, I talk about them, but it's not a part of my general statements, my general comments. So I know where that's coming from. You see, what Rick did, and a lot of these things are going to be water under the bridge. I've actually spoke to Rick after the fact, but you need context so you can understand what's going on. In Rick's video, he decided to tell people that that all these influencers, the ones that get Pioneer gear, are under contract, and because they're under contract, they're not allowed to say anything negative about any products. And bottom line here is, you can't trust anybody that has a contract because they're not going to tell you the truth, because they're not allowed to. So I get these things when I've never, ever, first off, I have never taken a piece of gear and reviewed it with the thoughts that, oh my God, if I say something bad, they're gonna strip my NDA. They're gonna strip me from being able to get gear on time, because guys, I know I'm gonna get to that point in a minute. I'm gonna get to that point. But I need everybody, look, this is a story. This is a story. I need to tell it in a way that makes sense. I have never needed an NDA. Yes, of course. Look, is it a proud moment that gear manufacturers trust my opinion, and they trust me to be able to make videos, on my behalf and on their behalf, that is respectful, that doesn't point them in a negative light, even if I have criticisms of products. I hold that near and dear to my heart. That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. That's a good thing. That shows that multi-million-dollar companies trust my word. That's not a bad thing. They know that if I have a piece of gear and I don't like it, or if I have a problem with it, I'm going to say it in a way that doesn't come off harsh. I'm going to say it in a way that makes sense, because ultimately it's my opinion. Just me. I'm looking at a piece of gear. I'm reviewing said piece of gear. Just me. So when I talk about things, it's how I feel that I would use them. And I say it in my videos, this is how way I use things, or this isn't for me, whatnot. That's the way I've always been. So I'm proud of that. That's not a dirty point. That's not a black mark on me, that manufacturers trust my opinion and respect my videos. That's not a problem. Professor BX in the house. By the way, Professor BX works for Alpha Theta, and he's one of my close personal friends. It didn't start out that way. He didn't start out as my close personal friend. He was just a guy that was a fan of my work. But then we became close personal friends. Now, does that mean that because we are personal friends that I'm going to let gear slide when I feel that there's a problem? Absolutely not. I am close personal friends with a number of people. Jason Stout from In Music. I consider him to be a good friend. We actually went out to dinner. They were at Namm, by the way, which we'll talk about too. They were at Namm, but we had a meeting on the side and went through, and then we went to dinner. And when I tell you that the the people that work for these companies want to hear the positive and the negative. They don't want you to blow smoke up their ass. They don't. Okay. They want you to tell the truth. And when I tell you, even in our personal confident meetings, which I'm not going to, obviously explain our conversations, it was Mojax, it was myself, it was DJ Carlo. We were all in this meeting and then at dinner, and we were all exceptionally honest with In Music about everything, about the Serato deal, about the products, about their release points, about the fact that they aren't at Namm or any of these conventions. Like, we let them have it. Here's the thing, decisions aren't made at that level. All right. If I express something to Professor BX or to Jason, for anybody, the place where I'm complaining doesn't necessarily hit the top. Okay. Decisions come from the top. And yes, obviously working relationships, and sometimes you can maneuver, but anything that comes out is coming from the top. Okay. And there's few things that they can do to change that. If a price point comes out that's higher than what they feel, that doesn't matter. Okay. It's coming from the top. There's nothing that they can do about that. So I'm not going to hold them responsible. I am not even going to question whether or not a price is a price. I have the understanding. That things are not what they were in 2020. And a lot of people are. The link from Red. Oh, thanks, Miss Master G. So it ended up on Reddit. Well, that makes a lot more sense. I've come from 2020. Customers live in a little bit of a bubble. Okay. And that's just the facts. When they are buying things, they are only buying things for what they perceive. When you buy a piece of gear, say you buy a car, and you have that car, and you bought it for $50,000, and it was expensive to you, right? It was like your baby. This is what you wanted. You bought that car, and then a few years later, you decide you want to sell it, buy a new one. Person that walks in and says, "Hey, I want your car. I will give you $20,000 for it." And you say, "Wait, what? What are you talking about? I paid $50,000 for this car. There's no way that I'm selling this for $20,000." And then you turn around and say, "Well, that's what the market is. That's what the market is telling me. I'm not going to overpay for your vehicle. Your vehicle is worth $20,000." And you just throw a tantrum. "This is not right. I paid for $50,000. That's what I want. I want my $50,000. Reverse that. And that's where we are. The market has increased. The market and the price range for DJ gear and anything, a banana, is higher than it was in 2020. There's no way around that. So when the Omnis Duo came out at $1,500, $1,499, people were complaining it's too expensive. It's not worth that. It should only be $600. And I'm sitting there going, guys, do you not remember when which is actually right under my foot, the Denon Prime Go came out. The Denon Prime Go came out and people were talking mad shit. Oh my God. How can they do that? That's ridiculous. There's no way in the world that should cost that much. Oh my God. I can get a DDJ 1000 for that same price, and I'm going to pay for that with small ass jog wheels and blah, blah, blah. That was a part of my video. That was a part of my comment section. I know that. I saw it. It is what it is. And I had to basically justify the price hike. And so did Denon. So when you fast forward 4 years, 4 years, and inflation and a pandemic. 4 years ago, people are like, oh my God, it's too expensive. It shouldn't even be this. It should be this. Do you not understand basic economy? Do you think that your gas can go up 400%, but the price of products won't? Do you think that I don't know a lot of the gear that is coming out is going to come out at super high prices? I know this for a fact. I know of many pieces of gear that will be out this year that people are going to have sticker shock from. I know this. And this is gear that people are going to love. I don't need a hug, Kalo. I'm totally fine. Totally fine. Don't need that, but I appreciate it. I understand that. So the problem is I am receiving information that is describing market trends. Okay. I see this information. So when I'm looking at dollars and what things cost, I already know that, you know what? A year from now, nobody's going to be even questioning what something costs, and nobody's going to act like it should be half the price. Like, that's silly. That is absolutely silly. So again, it's not my job to tell you that something is too expensive. It's not my job. It's not my job. My job is to tell you if a product is good or not. Now, I have in the past said when I truly feel things are coming in at the wrong price point. I won't say that if it's a couple $100. You know, that is what it is, you know, but like when the SC Live came out, the SC Live came out at a price point for what it does compared to the Prime 4, compared to the Prime 2, that for what it was offering comparatively, again, apples to apples comparison, not apples to oranges, apples to apples, what it's comparing itself to, meaning the Prime 4 and the Prime 2, mathematically did not make sense. That was my issue. It did not make sense. So I said to them, hey, this is what I said. Honestly, if you guys watched my video, it was very simple. Hey, you know what? There's nothing wrong with these devices. They're good devices. They just shouldn't cost this much. And because they cost this much, I can't recommend them. I can recommend the Prime 4. I can recommend the Prime 2. Apples to apples. If I'm looking at an Omnis Duo and then looking at a Denon Prime Go or even a Mixstream Pro Go, they're not the same. They're not the same. So I can't just flat out say, well, these numbers should be the same. The funny thing about it is nobody's even saying that it should be 1,000. People are just being stupid about it. Oh, this shouldn't be over $600. Shut up. That's not how anything works nowadays. It's funny because as I was doing my video review on the comparison video that I posted yesterday, I didn't even realize that the Mixstream Pro Go, I didn't realize that it went up to $839. It didn't start out at $839. I know that for a fact. That's why I was shocked in my video, because it went up, because there was a market correction. They realized that it was selling, so then they could bump the number up. Whatever, it's their choice. They do whatever. It's probably better to just come in with a number that makes sense and then, you know, sell it for that price point. But it is what it is. So in my brain, I thought it was around $699, which made more sense. At $839, it's still a great product, but now we're starting to dip into, you know, the Prime Go areas, and that's a little different to me. So the bottom line here is that I try to be as honest as possible, but I also try to be as respectable as possible too. I want to respect what a company spent multiple years of their time making. Yes, I know it's capitalism and I know they have to sell a product, but I want to respect that. I also want to respect the people that are buying said gear because it's their hard-earned money. So I want to find a middle point. The reason why I'm saying that is because I can drop down on my comment list here and read things like this. Gone are of the days of the old Cleveland Terry. Boy, to see you try and explain the Omnis Duo controller, it hurts because people like myself respect your viewpoint for years. I want you to go back to your SX2 or 3 videos. How you didn't like how they came out with the 1000 and what Pioneer did with the SX3. I guess big business got you too. You're not the only one. Nick too. If you go to the streets, nobody is buying what you're saying. Those NDAs really do a number on people, but I'm still a fan. First off, no, you're not. So shut the hell up. You can't say all this and say you're still a fan. You just told me I was a sellout. I don't need you as a fan if you're calling me a sellout. I don't care. I don't see 90% of the people that watch my videos. I have no idea who they are, and what they do. I don't. So the fact that you're there or not, it's great if you actually want to watch my videos. But if you're not there, I've never seen you before. I have no idea who you are. The only time I see people is when I go to conventions. That's it. Or if they're on my show like this. That's the only time. So if you're gone, then you're gone. It is what it is. I don't care. You know, maybe early on I cared more. Maybe that was it. But the fact are, the facts are people have short memories. Okay. Because when the 1000 came out, I didn't say that I had a problem with the 1000. My problem with the 1000 was that it was only for record box. That was my problem. And I didn't like how they didn't come out with the product that had record box and Serato in it. I bought the record box 1000. I bought that. And then when they came out with the SRT, I was annoyed that they did that a year later, like a year and a half later, because I had bought the 1000. There was nothing wrong with the 1000. Neither one of them. Obviously, it's still best on record box. There's no lie about that. I even said that in my video that it's the controller was designed for record box. It's best for record box. It's not the same as what people here are describing. It's not. You see what I'm saying? So now I get to wake up to this stuff. It is what it is. I'm a strong individual. I'll survive. But people are now spinning stuff that I know that I said, videos that I know I can go back to and literally show people. Because the only thing that I don't do anymore, the only thing is I just don't go negative. Okay? I don't. I say my criticisms. I put it in a way that makes sense, but that is not gonna have people going back to the other person's video or to the manufacturer and just talking trash because people love that. Okay. Sorry, DJ Lab. I'm going to throw you under the bus, but yes and no. When DJ Lab first started making videos, he was a shock jock. Okay. He would go on his rants, just hit record and start going. So whatever came out of his mouth, that's what he did. But what he didn't realize at the time, was that kind of stuff, while it does rile up the fan base and it does get people to watch your videos, it's not actually helping you from a professional level because nobody cares. Nobody cares that you complain about a product. Nobody cares. It's your opinion. What they care about is when you put them in a bad light, when you are negative about them, when you say things and people are like, yeah, F them, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, they're stupid. Yeah, nobody wants that. No business wants that. But if you feel like, hey, Why don't we have stems in an all-in-one? Why do the stems sound like trash? You know, the stems came out on the on the Prime 4 Plus. They weren't very good, you know, and everybody believes that. You know, I find it funny when the SE Live came out, and I will tell you the history of it. When the SE Live came out, I'm doing the video, and I don't have a problem with the video. Donovan Yaki, welcome to the team. Appreciate you for subscribing, for becoming a member. When the SE Live came out, I thought it was a good product, but I did not like the price tag. I absolutely did not like the price tag coming from both the Live 2 and the Live 4. So I called Mojax, and Mojax and I sat there and said, I don't know what to do. We both were in agreement. Like, the price is just, it's too high. It's too high for this product, So we wanted to make sure by communicating that we felt the same, because, you know, you don't necessarily want to be the only one that's just talking trash and everybody else is like raving, but I wanted a second opinion. So I called, you know, my friend, Mojax, and said, hey, I'm just curious, because this is why, and he said the same thing. Oh my God, I feel the same way. So fast forward to the next couple of days when we release that product, we release the videos. Everybody else was like, oh, they're great. Love them. Can't believe it. You know, these are fantastic. Mojax and I are the only ones that are like, it's expensive. It's too expensive. And oddly enough, we got hate from that. We got hate from saying it was too expensive. Not from the companies, from the people watching the videos. So make it make sense. Make it make sense. No matter what we do, somebody's going to have a problem with it. If we say it's too expensive, people are going to say, oh, yo, no, bro, you just don't know. You know, you're just a Denon hater, you know, for you to say, if we say, you can't really win in this industry. You can't win in this business, you know, but if you put it out there in a way that makes it seem, oh, sorry, back to DJ Lab. I don't want to put that out there and not have a resolution. So DJ Lab, you know, came on this stream once and said on the stream, oh, I know you'd rather say something about that, but you can't because of your relationship with the company. And then I called him out. No, that's not true. You know, I'm just not an asshole about things. It's not my job to try to make a company go out of business. It's only my job to tell the truth about the product. And he listened, and then other people, you know, talked to him, and he listened, and he understood. He understood that there was there's a benefit to not being an asshole. That's it. Not that you don't have an opinion, not that you feel strongly about something one way or the other, but that you're not an asshole. There's a benefit to that. And let me tell you, when you fast forward at Namm, when we're talking about people and we're at dinner and we're talking to stuff, you know, when Mojax mentions you by name, and when I say by name, I'm talking about DJ Lab. When Mojax mentions you by name to the powers that be, I take that as huge growth. Huge growth. You know, when we're at dinner and we're talking about DJ Lab and about how far along he's come and how great he's doing, and yeah, he definitely should be one of the people. When that happens, that's growth. That is a good thing. And I'm not trying to put DJ Lab and put him out there. I'm just giving an example of why it makes sense to be respectful. Not don't share your opinions, but to be respectful. That's it. That's it. And he's able to see growth. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh, well, you know what? I like the old you. I like the way you used to just let them have it. The old you is in the past. That's not you anymore. What you're basically saying is when people come over here and talk about Uncle Rocks about this stuff, they're basically saying, I don't like that you grew. I don't like your growth. I don't like that you have matured. And now you are going at it in a very mature and professional way. That's what you're saying. And fuck those people. I grow. I have changed. I'm not the same person I was 6 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 8 years ago. I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. And fuck you for trying to keep me in a place that I'm not in anymore. If I keep that attitude, if I keep that way, guess what? My company doesn't grow. If I keep trying to be stuck in the same position, I can't be as successful as I am. This right here, this YouTube thing, I enjoy it. I enjoy doing it. That is the only reason that I do it, because I enjoy it. There's really no financial motivation. Yeah, it's great. I get to try gear, and in some cases, I get to keep gear for extended periods of time. Looking at the Opus Quad right there that I use like once in a while. I just love to look at it. Okay. But I don't need this. My company is extremely successful. Okay. Not a brag, not a flex, just reality, because I can't get off the phone because people are booking. Okay. That's just what it is. The reason why it's good is because we have grown with the company. When we started out, we aren't the same as we were when we first opened the doors on Check 1 2. We're not the same. We're not the same people. We don't do the same things. Things have been modified. We've adjusted. We've accounted for. All of these things are a part of the growth, your business growth. If I stayed the same as I was when we first started this company, we'd be nowhere where we are now. Nowhere. Not even close. Not even close. People grow. And I'm all about growth. I am far more objective than I ever was before. I don't find good energy in hate. I don't find good energy in hate. It takes more energy to hate than it does, to love. And I'm just over it. So when I do my videos, a lot of little things, which I still go through the details. Let's not sugarcoat that. My videos are longer than they need to be because I do go through the details. But because of that, if something doesn't work for me, I'm just going to say, hey, you know what? This is a problem. I would have preferred this, but it's not here. And because when I would say before, oh, hey, you know what? This sucks. It sucks. I'd get, 50 more people saying, well, I don't have a problem with that. Perfect example. Like the Denon Prime Go, when in my comparison. And please watch the video. I think it's a good video. A couple of little, missteps here and there, but I did it at like 2 a.m. So it is what it is. I said the mics are exceptionally weak on the Denon Prime Go. There's no way around it. For me personally, that's why I've tended to use the Mixstream Pro, because it has EQ. And for me, I don't want to bring a portable battery powered anything that requires something else to work. And by the way, that's always been my attitude. Okay. Always, when I had a problem with the Rain 4 mics. Okay. People are like, I don't have a problem with that. It's fine. I'm like, well, I do. And the reason why I have problems is because I review products not for the stuff that is going to be needed to make it work, but for what it is when it is. So if I have a Denon Prime Go, which I do own, it's right there. If I have a Denon Prime Go, I will, I can't ignore the fact that it requires something else to make work. And there's a lot of comments in my thing right now, even on there, on the video I just made, were like, yeah, that's not a big deal to me. Yeah, I just do this. I'm fine with that. See, difference of opinion. I'm cool. No problem. I don't have a problem with that. Do your thing. I appreciate you anyway. So the things that you discuss, the things that you bring up, how you say things, the only thing that really matters, in all honesty, is how you say things. How you say things. That's the only thing that really matters, in all honesty. How you say things. Because people, first off, don't really take the time to listen to everything you're saying. They're just picking up words to argue with you on. Or they're picking up words that validate what it is that they want. That's all it is. That's all it is. There are very few critical people that are like, I'm looking at reviews, I'm looking at all the reviews, and I'm going to listen and actually take that and then take 4 reviews and then put them together and balance them. That's how I do when I try to buy a product. I look at all the videos and then I take all the stuff, and whatever is just not glaring a problem, it's not a problem, then I'm cool to buy it. But people just take bits and pieces. They don't listen to the whole thing. You know, they maybe watch 5 minutes of it and then they think they know you. They think they know exactly what you're saying. But the reality is, I make a video because there's information in it from the beginning to the end. So if you only watch half the video and then you don't finish the video, there's probably some things that you're complaining about in the comments that I said, but you're too lazy to watch the whole video. I spent all that time thinking, you know what? They're going to bring this up. You know what? They're probably going to say something like that. You know what? They're probably going to do this. And I put it in the video. And you're too lazy to watch the whole thing to see it. So now I got to sift through comments that are like, bro, why didn't you talk about this? I did. Sorry, I heard a bang in my thing here. Okay. Yes, go ahead. My daughter's home again. Can't win. Cannot win. So back to my train of thought here. I believe it was Monday. I'd gotten these comments. I was going to let it go because I do believe you should be the bigger person in anything that you're doing. Now, where's the difference? I said what I said and moved on, and I was going to let it go. But then all the comments that kept happening were starting to piss me off. Okay. So there are only a couple of things that you don't want to do to me. I can only talk about me. I'm my own person. I'm fine with you to have your opinion. I'm fine with all that. When you start just making stuff up about me, that's when I have a problem. And if you call me out, I'm going to call you out too. That's the only thing. That's the only little thing. I'm objective. I let things go. I've done that over the past couple of years. Things don't bother me like they did. They just don't bother me like they used to. And you know, I make a joke right now because my wife, as we've gotten more, I said this before, as we've gotten, older, I've gotten more objective and she's gotten more fixed. And I'm always having to tell her, that's not that big of a deal. Whatever. It's not a thing. When people complain to me about things, I'm like, are you alive? Does that make or break what it is that you're doing? Can you still function? Okay, cool. I used to totally get pissed off at like party planners, on parties. Why are you doing this? And you're ruining this party and this and that, or if clients like, well, I want this. I'm like, okay. Now when a client's like, I want this, and I turn around and I say, you know what? You can have that, but I just want to let you know about what's probably going to happen on your event by doing it this way. This is going to happen. In the past, people would say, well, I don't care. And I would continue to argue with them. Now I'm like, this is what's going to happen. As long as you and I both understand that you understand that this is going to happen potentially, you're not going to come to me and blame me after the fact. That's it. That's all I am now. I'm like, okay, whatever. It's your party. So if you don't do something that's going to destroy my reputation, it's not a big deal anymore to me. It's not a big deal. If that's what you want. And, halfway through the party, when the client realizes what it is that they've done, I can say, yeah, that's right. I told you that was going to happen. Sorry. Let's move on. And that's it. That's all I can do. That's all I can do. I can't make people believe anything. I can't convince people to do anything. Anybody that buys gear, that's on them. I haven't convinced them. They found something that they wanted. They saw something and they liked it. And all I did was validate it. I validated their opinion. And by the way, again, I validated their opinion because they choose to not listen, or they choose to say that negatives don't really matter. There's nothing that I can do. I can't make you not buy a product. I can't make you buy a product. The term influencer, I've always hated because I'm not trying to be an influencer. The only thing I care about is that my word holds weight. That's it. That's it. Very simple. My word is all I have. That's all I care about. And when people start saying that my word is wrong, that's when I take offense. So I wrote out a full-on script. I was about to shoot that video, and that video was going to go deep. Respectfully, though. Respectfully deep. That'd be the worst porn ever. And fortunately, I got busy. I got busy over the weekend, and I was going to shoot it on Sunday because obviously with Namm, I was at Namm, through Saturday. I got up on Saturday, had to drive to my party, had to do the whole thing. So by Sunday, come on, it's playoffs. It's playoff championships. I'm not shooting a video. I'm not shooting a video on playoffs. No way. So on Monday, I said, you know what? I should probably shoot my comparison video with the Omnis Duo and the Prime Go and the Mixstream Go Pro. I felt that was far more important to the community than me ranting about a problem I had with another person. So I put it on hold. Meanwhile, Tuesday morning, Nick, obviously does his video, and it's Nick. Nick's gonna Nick. So I don't have a problem with it. You said your opinion. I get it. Especially when there is a closer connection. You're doing his wedding. Like, that's a big thing. So I get it. You want to make sure you can move forward on things. The following day, which was yesterday, Rick literally texts me and he's like, "Hey man, I want to apologize for the video. You're right. There were some things in here that, were clearly wrong. And I made this video. I need you to watch it. And then, let me know what you think." So, I watched the video and I thought, you know what? It's fine. This is it. This is more than enough. I'm good with the apology. We can move on. I consider you a friend. It is what it is. Let's just move on. Like, I said my piece. Now it's time to go. So let it go. The video I was going to make, gone. There's no reason for that now. No reason. Rick, 20-minute video, really kind of breaking down everything. And I respect him for that. I honestly respect him for that. Most people, and by the way, there's this misconception, even on his own videos, okay? On his own video. There's this misconception that his influencer buddies beat him into this apology. Nick is still doing his wedding, yes. There's this misconception. It's not fair. You didn't say anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with what you said, and it's not fair that these people have to, make you apologize. When it happened, I said one comment on the video. I haven't spoken to Rick since then until yesterday. I was gone. I was moving on. That was it. Nobody forced Rick to do anything. Nobody forced him to do anything. He did it because he went back. He listened to Nick's video. He went back and looked at his video and realized, oh my God, you know what? I'm allowed to have an opinion about the Omnis Duo and the Wave 8. I can have an opinion, but what I said was inaccurate, and now I can see the impact of my words. There is a reason that I'm exceptionally critical about the things I say and how I say them. As an influencer, my words hold weight. So if I said a product, let's say a product was good, but I had a problem with it, and that problem, it was a complete killer for me. Like, it wasn't going to work. I couldn't use it. And I went on and I said, this is a problem and nobody should probably do this. And I don't share any like differences of opinion. I just kind of say it. People are going to take my word and they're going to parrot that around to everyone. Oh, well, Cleveland Terry said this, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't buy this. I know that my words can sometimes, not all the time, can make or break a product. I know this. I absolutely know this. I know that my words could be the difference between somebody who doesn't have a problem with the gear, potentially picking up said product. I know this. So I have to be careful about how I say things because that's going to impact them. Just like in my company, I know that like right now, if a client called me, okay. And a lot of clients will call you. Not me. They call me. I can't talk about you, but they'll call me before they book a venue, before they book a coordinator, before they book anything. They'll call us and book us. So we get booked 2 years in advance sometimes even 3, depending on, how rich the client is. They will call me. Okay. And I've told my clients this all the time. I'm like, look, I know you're booking me. I know you don't have your venue. I know you don't have your party planner. When you start to look, just give me a call or ask me about them so I can share my opinion because I think it's important. Now, the reason why I say that is because if I have the option, I don't want to work with an asshole. That's it. If I have the option, or if I have the option, I don't want to work in a very difficult venue, a difficult space. It's going to make my job harder. So that's why I'm like, hey, give me a call. But I know for a fact that if I didn't like somebody, like truly didn't like someone or didn't like a venue, I absolutely could make sure that those people did not work. Absolutely. Because if a client calls me, especially my clientele, which are very, very connected, okay? If a client calls me and says, hey, what do you think of so-and-so? And then I say, oh my God, I had the worst party of my life on this thing. Oh, the caterers were bad. The food was bad. Oh my God. And they did this and they did that. Oh no, I will never work there again. Okay. My clients are going to turn around and tell their friends, oh my God, I have some gossip. I talked to Check One too, and they said that this is a problem and they'll never work there again. By the time it gets to that 50% of the groups, the rumor has changed. Now it's, oh my God, this venue sucks. Check One Two said the venue sucks. We're not going to use them. Oh my God, nobody should use this venue. Nobody. Because that's how it works. It starts out simple and then it just slowly just melds into something worse. And rarely does it meld into something good. Because good doesn't have drama. Nobody cares about good. It's just like when somebody reviews something, and they're good about it. Most people don't go back. Most people don't go back to my year later videos to kind of see how I feel about something. Most people don't do that. They just take what I said in the first place. In the first place, I've always said, even in the video, it's a first look. This is a first look. This isn't a review. This is a first look and walkthrough. That's it. That's it. Because that's what it is. I haven't had the opportunity to go out and give a true review yet because I haven't used it. That's just the way it is. And we move on. So when Rick apologized, yeah, a lot of people didn't like that he apologized. Oh, see, they got to you. They got to you. Sometimes you can say things that are offensive at a level that you didn't realize. Sometimes you people are married. A lot of people have significant others. Sometimes you can say something where you thought, I didn't think there was anything wrong with what I said. And it hit them in a way that you didn't account for. Just because what you said were facts, okay? There were no lies behind what you said potentially. Just because you said that doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt someone. And sometimes you have to step back and say, oh, you know what? I didn't realize what my words meant. That's on me. I could have chose a different set of words. That's it. And, you know, when Rick is on his video, being adamant about what it is that we do, that's the kind of stuff people take as fact and truth. Oh my God, he's right. They aren't allowed to say anything. Oh my God. You're right. You're the only one. You're the only one that, you know, because there's this whole thing of like, I mean, even DJ Lab used to say it. I buy my products. That was the argument, you know, and sure, people that buy products are able to you're able to be more of an asshole. Just in general, if it's yours. But if somebody's loaning it to you, you have to find better ways of being an asshole. That's it. That's it. It doesn't change how you say it. I mean, I flat out, Professor BX loves to mention the Flex 6. Okay. When the Flex 6 came out, I got it late, first off. So yeah, I don't always get gear on time. As a matter of fact, if I know the game now, so I know how to work around getting stuff delayed. I know this now. Fortunately for me, I'm in a place where, Alpha Theta is in LA. So a lot of times I'm able to kind of circumvent when stuff gets shipped, because I've had many pieces of gear that have showed up on my door the day that the embargo was releasing. That has happened. So I have my little loopholes now that are working. Work smarter, not harder. And when I started messing with the Flex 6, I didn't love it. I didn't love it. And it was the first badge that was the Flex 6. So I'm working through this thing for like a couple hours, you know, testing it out because I want to get the video out. And there's just some things that aren't making sense. There's some things that just don't make sense to me. So first, before I shot the video, first thing I did was I called Professor BX and I said, before I make this video, I need to understand what the intentions are on specific things. Mainly the way Serato takes, the way Serato is ported over to the Flex 6 compared to the way Rekordbox is, because a lot of things are not working the way I believe they should work. Is this the intended response, the intended actions of this product? Because what you tell me is going to dictate how I respond. Because sometimes, you know, they'll say, oh yeah, you know, we're aware of this. It's a firmware update we need to do. So then I can go in and say, hey, you know, this is an issue. Okay, but there's a firmware fix. But if they say, nope, that's the way it's supposed to work, now I got to go at it in a different light. Okay, now I got to go at it in a different light. So, so in my review, I was respectful But I told how it was. I told him how it was. I didn't like it. I mean, literally, I use the term flex. I was messing with the crossfaders, and I'm like, there's a little bit more of a flex than I would prefer. Pardon the pun, because it was flex all over it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the effects. I liked the effects in Rekordbox. Hated the effects in Serato. Hated that. So that's the way I made the video. Not, oh my God, this flex is stupid. Oh my God. But you know what? The flex is good if you're using Rekordbox. If you're not using Rekordbox, I'd stay away. That was my whole point. That was my video. Now, look. Some people would say, oh, you let them slide. No, I just did not. I'm just not in the it's not my thing to just bury somebody and just shit on them. Okay. You know what I'm saying. So you can get that information out. So when I did that video, I was for sure I thought, oh my God, you know what? They're gonna ding me for this. They're gonna come back and they're gonna be like, this problem, and now we can't send you gear. I assumed that was gonna be the case. They didn't do anything of the sort. They actually were like, you're right. We can do better. We can do better. It is what it is. And I do believe that on another model, they did stiffen up the boards. So what I said mattered. My in music relationship, I've told them these are the problems. These are the things you need. At Namm, I flat out said to them, and I'm going to tell you just certain things that I know I can say. I flat out said to them, first off, I want you to succeed. It's very important that in music succeeds, because all it does is promote growth across the board. They come out with good gear. Pioneer DJ is forced to come out with good gear, Alpha Theta, which then means everybody's forced to come out with good gear. I want them to win as much as I want Alpha Theta to win. I like Alpha Theta products, guys. That doesn't mean I'm not biased. I like them. They're good. They're good products. I'm not using the Rev 7 because it's Alpha Theta. I'm not using the Rev 7 because they told me I'm supposed to like it. I use the Rev 7 because it's the best controller for me. And the other controllers, for what I do, don't make sense right now. But don't get it twisted. If Rain or Denon or anybody came out with a piece of gear that worked better for my workflow on my parties, I'm absolutely going to those. Do not get it twisted. This is not a loyalty thing. This is it's the best for what I'm doing thing. That's it. And the Rev 7 has its flaws, obviously, but the Rev 7 gives me 95% of what I need. So it's going to take somebody else that's going to be able to do more, that's going to be able to do that. It's going to be able to change what it is that I use. So I told in music, I'm like, look, you guys you're misstepping. The fact that you're not at conventions, that is a problem. I don't know if anybody's telling you this, but that is a problem. I actually met Jack. I don't know if Professor BX is still in the building. I finally met Jack. I'd never met Jack. I just knew Jack. Jack's the owner. I just knew Jack as like some mythical creature that just sits on a mountaintop and rain for. Like that's what I thought. Like honestly, nobody. It was just this weird thing that people wanted that people would say. So at dinner, before dinner, we were waiting for our table, and again, Jason was there, Mojax was there, I was there, and Jack rolls up and is talking to me. By the way, Jack, when you think of like money, right? And you think of like you got like so much money. When you think about people and you look at them, you're just like, yeah, you got money. Like there's just certain people don't really come off. They don't strike it as like rich. Like some people just maybe fell into money or, you know, for whatever reason they got money, but it's not that man exudes wealth. I work with some of the biggest, you know, artists and lawyers and managers. You know, I do all their bar mitzvahs, and you know, and you can tell when somebody has so much wealth that nothing bothers them. Yeah, they're passionate about things, but like it's a different idea when there's absolutely nothing that you can't do. That's a different aura. That's a different energy. And oh my God, does Jack exude it? Now, what I thought I was going to see when I met Jack was this crazy, you know, tyrannical guy that's just like, God, that man's got charisma. Like serious charisma. I was impressed. And the most important part was that it was just Mojax and myself. And, you know, we were kind of talking to him. I brought up the same thing. Like, you guys got to come back to conventions. It's hurting you badly. People need to be able to see you. He was like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I expected him to say, no, I know better. I know more than you. I'm Jack. No. So it's not the criticism that they have a problem with. You know, they want equal representation, but it's never the criticism. That's it. And we'll take a look at Apple Music in a second. So fast forward, Rick does this video. He says it, you know, I accept his apology. We can move on. It's not a big deal. But I texted him and I'm like, yo, man, I don't know what it is, but your mob is exhausting. And here's the thing. And this kind of comes back around to what I was saying. Rick said, yeah, you know what? I don't recognize a lot of people that are on here commenting. These aren't my normal, these aren't my normal people, because people wait for hate. They wait for you to say something that's going to push them over so they can just do what they do best. And that's talk mad trash. So they can talk mad trash. And that is it. So now, even though Rick apologized, like I said, people remember the initial review. They never remember the 1 year later. Okay. Only certain people go back. The only thing I'm getting are from his first video. That's the only comments I'm getting, word for word, what they're saying. So I'm on, I mean, look, hold on. Let me go to, I mean, I told you the whole, you used to be good, but now you're not, but I still respect you. Okay. Yeah. Don't want to lose that NDA contract, do you? Well, this one's funny. See, this is what I'm saying. This person I've never seen before. Exclamation point marks. First off, you say it's a con that the Prime Go and Stream Go can't do Record Box, but you never flip it to say the Duo can't do Engine DJ. Moreover, the Go's can both read Record Box files, which I said, by the way, while the Duo can't read Engine files. This is a terrible blight on an otherwise well-balanced comparison. What I said was, the Prime Go can't do Serato. That was the big deal. And what I said was the Record Box, it can't do Record Box. So let's step back for a minute. And understand what I'm saying here so people in the back can get it. And this is what I said to Jack also, and the whole In Music family. Engine has its core people, and its core people are loyal to it. Engine OS is very mature and is a very, very good OS. That's not the issue, okay? It's not the issue that it's a very good OS. The issue is you want people to sign up. You want people to move over to a platform that the majority of people don't use. And you're going to try to convince them that this platform makes sense for them. How do you do that? How do you do that? Well, there's an easy way. You make things compatible with the competition. Okay? Nobody cares that Engine OS is there. They're fine with their Seratos and their record boxes and their virtual DJs and their algorithm DJs. They're fine with those. Most people are computer-based or thumb drive-based, so they don't really care about Engine OS. But if you're trying to get people over to Engine OS, it would behoove you to have your gear be able to talk to said Serato and said record box. That's all. I know record box isn't going to port over. I get that. That's a whole different thing. I understand that. But the difference is a record box user will look at an Omnis Duo because it uses record box. A Serato user will look at the Omnis Duo because it uses Serato, and you can use it without having to shut down your whole program. That's going to get people that were maybe only record box people to move over to Serato, to move over to record box if you're a Serato user. If you're a Serato user and the Prime 4 takes Serato, I'm going to open up the Prime 4, right? And I'm going to plug in Serato first. Before anything, I'm going to plug in Serato first because that's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I know. I'm going to start using that on my parties, right? And then sooner or later, I'm going to say, I wonder what engine software is. I wonder how it is. Let me go check it out. I'm going to port over my files. I'm going to export them over. I'm going to then start messing with it. And then sooner or later, I'm going to go, hey, wow, this isn't half bad. Hey, what a convenience it is to not have to have my computer out. Hey, what a convenience it is to just have everything just sitting here and I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry. I can just turn it on and go. So now I'm an engine loyalist and you've done nothing. You've done nothing. All you've done is made it available to other avenues. So when I say something like, well, your engine doesn't work with record box and it doesn't work, I'm sorry, not your engine, but your Pro Go doesn't work with Serato, that is a con. You can say what you want, but you already have engine people. You're trying to get more people. When Rain comes out with a product, I would probably say, especially if it's an expensive product, not like the entry-level ones, or Alpha Theta, when they come out with products, they understand that for a lot of people, they're probably selling their old product and then moving to a new product. Okay? So it's got to make sense that your product is still able to talk to the old product and the new product. It's like when an OS comes out and they make their stuff backward compatible. If they didn't make it backward compatible, you'd have less people buying into your new software. I really hate that I have to talk facts like this. I hate that I have to read comments like this because this is uneducated. It's uneducated comments. These are biased comments and they don't understand the big picture. That's the problem. When I do reviews, all the information that I have, that is a lot of times people aren't privy to. All the information that I have from future, from past, from today dictates how I review products and what's going to happen. But if you tell me that I'm just lying flat out, then we're not gonna have an issue. Or not, we're not gonna have an issue. We're not gonna have it's not gonna be productive. Yeah. Kirk Steak. You made it when you didn't know how much gear costs, but you get it somehow. That's my job. And again, it's not about the money. And I guess that's kind of the big thing. If you were to put all these products on a table, everything that we use, right? You put it on a table and you don't tell us what it costs. You just tell us, just take a look at all the product and tell me what you like. I guarantee you there's going to be some things that people like that are super cheap and they didn't realize. And there's going to be something that people like that are going to be super expensive and people didn't realize. Does that mean that the product is bad? No. If a product is good as a product is good. You guys were on my stream during Namm. You know, I'm just like, yeah, people are just hating on the Omnis One, on the Omnis Duo, on Omnis One, on the Omnis Duo, and even Mojax was like, I don't understand the hate. Like it's a good product, and I'm just like, I'm in agreement with you. It's just a good product, and people call it a toy. Fine. People don't like the blue. Fine. But most people that are balanced, have gone to the booth, and even if they didn't want it, we're like, yeah, I get it now. I get it. It's definitely better than I thought. It doesn't look as good in the pictures. I completely understand now. Okay, let's take a look at we should probably take a look at Algorithm DJ, because obviously that's kind of a big deal. Let's take a look real quick. I got way too many windows up. Let me close all this out. Okay. All right. So,
well, it's here. The Apple Vision Pro is Apple's long-awaited entry into the world of computers.
Sorry about that. I like to do my reviews too. Okay. DJ. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything? Very strange that they didn't promote it on their main page. And it actually makes sense for Algorithm DJ to get it out there first. I mean, they're in bed, so to speak, with Apple. Every time Apple does a keynote and does a gear release, new computer, DJ is always on the podium with them. So I get it. Let's check news. Nope, nothing there. Let's check press. Okay, press. Apple Algorithm introduces all new DJ for Apple Vision Pro. See? That's what I said. Because they're in bed with Apple, this is what happens. So that's great though. All right, let's take a look. Okay, groundbreaking, blah, blah, blah. Users can enjoy automated DJ mixes of their favorite. They always like to trivialize it. Beginning today, Apple Music integration in DJ on iPhone, iPad, and iMac is available in 167 countries, bringing unparalleled music or access to DJ globally. Okay. All right. Okay. I'd be interested to see how I can't pop this up without it, obviously giving me problems. Okay, I'm not mad at that though. I am not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at that at all. That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of cool. All right, let's update, because I don't really care that certain things don't stream. I'm not as annoyed as a lot of other people that like Tidal doesn't do stems anymore. Like I'm not as annoyed because I know I'm using Tidal as a backup. So I don't really care that it doesn't do stems. We can still mix. We're smarter than that. We're smarter than that, guys. Before stems, we were DJing. So just DJ. You know, if you require stems to DJ, then the problem is not stems. The problem is you, in all honesty. So your crutch is showing. Okay. All right, let me do this real quick. I need to get one of my bars too. I wonder, App Store. I wonder if it's already updated. Let's see here. I probably should have taken a look at what does anybody know off the top of their head what number they're on? Software they're on? Oh, I guess I can tell you myself. I just need to open up DJ Pro 5.1. Thank you. Okay. Oh, it says open, doesn't say update. All right, let's open it up. Whatever. All right. I know that I need to go up into my settings and change this. Just got to make sure to. All right. Sorry, I'm not letting, just in case. You never know. Do-do-do. That's funny, Vince. Okay. All right. Let's see here. I always forget where the hell the stems section is. How to log in. Probably the dots. Okay. All right. So it's already active. Well, that's music, but is that Apple Music? That's the question. So if I go in here, see, the problem is this is all my stuff on my local drive. Okay. Out of here. I don't need all this stuff in my windows right now. Okay, let me just get rid of some stuff so I can see more. Okay, search music. All right, the question is, let's search something that I don't have. It's so hard when you have everything. Oh, I don't, let's try. Well, I guess it shouldn't matter because if I put it in, it should just all come up. Yeah, see, this is all my stuff. So let's see here. Search playlist, search music. Okay, so here's one issue that I'm seeing already. Here's one thing I'm seeing, and this isn't DJ V squared. The problem is Apple Music and Music share the same app. So let's just make sure that we are updated completely. Because they share the same app, that could be a problem for me specifically. All right, hold on. Let's check the version just to be on the safe side. About says I'm on 5.04. So let's update. It didn't even give me the option. they're probably going to make me delete it and then update it again. Sometimes that happens. Okay. Let me try to, okay. Oh, that's hilarious. Now it says update. Didn't say update before. All right, here we go. All right. So as it's updating, my biggest fear is that it's going to require me to have the streaming on music, because I don't do that on my catalog. It's just my database of music, because I didn't want to do the whole music match thing and all that stuff. So I didn't want to deal with that. So we shall see if it does it or not. Cross your fingers. Oh, it looks like I see two. All right, I got to sign in. Hold on. Okay. All right. Good. So now we have both of them. All right. So, there's my normal catalog. That is hopefully Apple Music. These look like, even though these are still, oh, so here it is. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, this is my Apple Music. Okay. So what I was saying before, yeah, see? see how they make things confusing? Yeah, the red one used to be just Apple Music, because Apple Music is Apple Music. They share the same thing. Now they're going to split them off and call this local music and this Apple Music. That can be a little confusing. Okay. First off, let's just get rid of this right now. I don't want to see the local since I don't use my local. Okay. And I don't need this, and I don't need this. Okay. All right. So, well, now that I'm searching in here, it shouldn't matter. So, okay. All right. I have no cue points, which means this song is not mine. Okay, this is interesting too. This didn't happen this way. You can't see this on your screen, but the color is bleeding through. You can kind of see it. You can see this color for Barbie is making this kind of a grape color, while this side right here is gray. I don't know if you can see that on my screen. So that's very interesting that they would pull in the Apple vibe to it. Let's see. Yeah, because I just changed this one, and now we're back to a lighter gray on this one and darker on this one. Interesting. Very, very interesting. By the way, if you don't have this album, this D'Angelo album, it's still one of the best albums to date. Now, interestingly enough, I wonder why this track is not available. Okay, so there is one thing I want to check out. I want to check out what's the Nicki Minaj track? The new one, Everybody. Okay. I gotta eat something soon. Okay, so we have explicit and we have another explicit. I wonder why they're different. And then we have a clean one right here. So that's great. That's perfect. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, guys. Okay. From a user like me that uses Apple Music, I might be using this more. Now, obviously, I don't believe there's any type of like local downloads. Add to Apple Music library. I like that. I like that you can add it to the library right from there. Like, that's great. You can add to queue, you can analyze, you can add to the library, you can show it in Apple Music. Like, that's fantastic. Is there a way? There's no offline. Which is fine. It is what it is. It has the explicits. It's got the key in there. Now it's timed it out. So that's great. Hey man, I'm an Apple user guy. I've had to convert everything I've ever owned from Apple Music to Tidal. And I've been paying for both of them. First off, I will say this, okay? Let's take a look at the big picture here. All right. The big picture. Algorithm DJ has Apple Music, which stands to reason that at some point it's going to be available for everybody else. We're going to see it in Serato. We're going to see it in Rekordbox. We're going to see it on the Denon Engine OS. That's the most important part here. But in the meantime, I might be using Algorithm DJ. In the meantime, it's already been great. My only struggle with DJ has nothing to do with DJ. Nothing to do with DJ. It's the fact that I can't use DJ on the Hercules T7. It works on my Rev 7, so I don't have a problem with that. I might have to use that this weekend. I'm going to the Bay Area for we have 2 bar mitzvahs in the Bay Area on Saturday. So we have 2 crews going up on Friday, which is kind of cool. It's always cool when you got 2 crews. Like I've had 2 crews go to Arizona on occasion. It's always cool when that's like that. That's super cool. You know, like I said, I'm always appreciative of like everything that happens to me. Like honestly, the work that we've done as a company, we've been in business for 16 years now. Like I can step back sometimes and look and go, that's amazing. You know, I really can't. I can step back and go, literally a month ago, maybe mid-December. Normally when the parties kind of stop during December, people are on vacation, they try to take their time off. And I'm like, yeah, I usually have more time. And I'm looking at my Calendly schedule and I still have a ton of stuff. And I'm like, this is weird. It's never like that. January rolls in. I'm like, this is weird. It's never like that. I'm looking at my February, March, and April. And before December, I was like, you know, those months are kind of light. They're not horribly light. Like we still have a lot of parties, but like, it's not, I assumed that 2022 and 2021 were starting to stabilize, meaning that, you know, actually not 22, but 23, when 22 came and people were allowed to start partying again, obviously it was crazy. Second half of the year, 23, I felt like it was going to be kind of a bleed over from the 22. So when we hit 24, I'm like, okay, maybe it's starting to stabilize. The market's stabilizing. It is what it is. Because we didn't have like sellout days. Then we hit December and January. And when I tell you, I've sent out probably 60 to 80 contracts in the past month. And the majority of them are for February, March, April, and May, and June. Just people, last minute bookings. It's just insane right now. And a month ago, I was looking for people to like book for like March and April. April 13th, I had to close the date. And we can do upwards of 12 events. On a Saturday night, we can do 12 events. And I've had to close the date. And I've had to close the date on at least 8 days. 12 events, not 12 events, 12 events per day, 12 events per night. That's only factoring in a party that says, that's maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10, 6 to 11, 7 to 12, something like that. We can still do day parties and squeeze those in too. Yeah, but that's just the nights. Yeah. So Drew says that's a multi-op. Yeah. See, that's the funny thing about this. I forgive, I move on, but I don't forget. And I still remember to this day, I was sitting right here interviewing Jason Jeni from SEE. And I was telling people, yeah, I do the same thing, we do. And people were shitting on me. Oh, you're not like Jason Jeni. You don't understand. Jason Jeni is in a whole different league. You have no idea. Kick rocks. Kick rocks. I do what everybody else does. And it's okay. And the difference is, because I've come to understand how the world works on the East Coast, you guys do a completely different thing. A lot of the companies that are on that side are a hybrid DJ / management company. Okay, that's not a lie. That's just facts. A lot of them will have a whole bunch of smaller companies like one man's, that will take gigs from said company. Yeah, there's a lot of subcontracting. I didn't know that before. So when people were telling me their numbers, I was like, oh my God, like, oh, we're trash. This isn't subcontracting. This is just us. People calling us, specifically us. It's way different. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying it's different. We just don't have subcontractors. That's in-house. So people had me thinking that I wasn't successful for a while. And I was like, wait a minute. No. When I found out the way it works, no. When I talked to DJ Barr, and I know that, he works on his own, but he also works for, said company. Like I know this. Talk to Nick, Nick works for SEE, but it's a, like I said, people want to put you in a certain box. They want to put you in a certain light. They don't want you to succeed like their heroes succeed. So weird. Doesn't make sense. Let everybody succeed. Let everybody succeed. It's okay. Yeah, T Diesel. Absolutely. I get people like right now on the 12th party, like if I decided to promote more I'll have to take a look at that. I don't know what that anyway. Oh. Sorry, somebody in the know. Yes. So if I decided to like advertise more on like dumbass Yelp, right? Or whatever. I put stuff in the things and people were calling and I'm like, yeah, we're available. And then I just, call my one man over here. Hey, you available? You're not? Okay, cool. Call another one. And I'm just sending people out. And I take a little percentage off the top every time. I could do the exact same number. It is what it is. I'm about to use Algorithm DJ. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's what I've always wanted. I can't just ignore it. It's what I've always wanted. Meanwhile, there's Serato, who can't even do 2 streams at the same time. Yes, Jerusalem. Then we'd be more like an agency. But that's what I'm saying. These companies on the East Coast are more like agencies. They are a hybrid of the two. And that's fine. More power to them. Go do your thing. Go make your money. I do not care. Go be successful. I talked to another person, and I always forget his name every time I bring him up. Like, I don't know why. He's like Mr. Cellophane. I just forget. But I was talking to this other person, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we do like 600-700 parties a year," and I'm like, "Oh my god, like that's crazy." And he was like, "Hold on, it's not like that." He goes, "We'll take any party." He's like, "Oh, some of these parties are on a Tuesday for $200, but that's an event. That's an event." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, it's different." But you can spend numbers any way you want, So when I say that we do that many parties, we do that many parties. And these are all parties that are paying top premium dollars. Today we have 5, or this Saturday we have 5, but 4 of them are premium packages. So 4 out of the 5 are premium packages. Yeah, I know there's no stems with Apple. That's okay. It's okay. I don't care that there's stems. I care that I can get music that I need at a moment's notice. That's all I care about. That's all I've ever cared about. Honestly, that's all you should be caring about. I know that at probably 20 years, we'll get to a point where everything's in the cloud. I get it. And then at that point, yeah, you'll want everything to be stems. But for the time being, you guys have your catalog. You know what you're doing. You know how to use the filter. You know how to echo out. You're okay. You know how to adjust your bass and your mids and your treble. Even right now, there are ways to make the song not have words if you just know what you're doing. That's always been the case. Just call DJing. But sometimes I fear that those people that do stems, sync, mass effects, I feel like a lot of these people are having their blade dull over time. And I know this because every time, if I go exclusive stems, when I go back to like my regular, not stems, sorry. If I go exclusive sync, hold on. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Professor BX. That's true. Yeah, he was just pointing out the fact that in stems, if something is in the cloud, because how some people do the music match. I don't do music match, so that's one of the things I wouldn't have even known. But yeah, there's a music match, I assume, that put itself in the cloud, and he's not allowed to stem it because technically it's not his, but it is his. You get it? Kind of confusing. Kind of makes things weird. So yeah, that's dumb. That's absolutely dumb. Yeah. So I tend to stay away from the things that offer too much technology, too much help. Like I will use sync, and on occasion, especially if I need to do I need to get this beat up real quick because I'm transitioning super fast. But like besides that, I tend to stay utilizing the pitch fader because it keeps me sharp. It keeps me sharp, and the same thing with using your effects. If you use effects all the time, like for every single transition, you'll find that when you don't have Mac Joseph, we are going to agree to disagree. I have mad fear about Music Match. I will never sign up for Music Match ever. As great as it is dangerous in my book. And one false move, one coding error, and all of a sudden all my files have just changed. I can't trust it. Can't trust it. Can't trust it. I know they've modified and they've changed it. I have just no interest in even using it. I know that. Music Match was a cloud-based, it's still there. It's a cloud-based program in Apple Music that allows you to basically upload your music catalog, your local music catalog, to the cloud, and it basically takes Apple Music, iTunes, whatever, and then bounces them together. Okay, and says, "Hey, you have this file. Sweet. We're going to take this file and then we're going to put it on another one of your devices." So if it's on your computer, if I open up Apple Music on my phone, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. But what they didn't tell you was, that's great if you're a regular person, but the DJs that had intros and outros and custom things that they didn't have, it was taking your stuff up to the cloud and then giving you a better version and then putting it back on your local. So you were losing files. They were changing your files because they were giving you a better version. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. So I turn that off on my Apple Music. So my local. So I don't have the benefit of being able to pull songs and like look at my playlist on my MacBook. That's it. On my MacBook. On my iPhone, it's not a big deal. But I have a dedicated playlist for that, or dedicated streaming catalog, just to be on the safe side. Yeah. But Apple Music, I'm an Apple One fan, guy too. The ELO show, it's been great. My family doesn't complain about that it's not Tidal, or not Spotify, although my daughter still uses Spotify. She pays for it on her own. More power to her. I find that Apple Music has been great for me. But yeah, that absolutely sucks that that they won't let you do that. Hold on, let me just say. Okay, it is 12:30. I need to see when my next call is. My next call is at 1:30, 1:45. I don't know why I'm having a meeting with this lady. Some people just need to hear themselves talk. Like, very frustrating. Okay. I don't have a problem with YouTube Music. That's fine too. Yeah, it's fine. It's just that I have Apple One, which is like iTunes, Apple TV, Apple Fitness, Apple Magazines, and I think one more thing. I think there's like five items, but it gives it to you all, and the family plan is super cheap, cheaper. So it's just easy. Okay. Anyway, so Mac, Joseph, I'm sorry I didn't come to your booth. I'm sorry. I had a lot on my mind. Sorry. I'm sorry. And storage. Thank you. Yes, and storage. So I just pay for the one thing and call it a day. All right. It is 12:30. I got to eat. Hopefully you got something out of this video. I'm not even sure if you did, but it is what it is. Sorry. Had to explain my position. And now I have to make a video on algorithm DJ. Which I'm probably going to do right now after I hang up. I'm just going to hit record and then just do it. Because that's a big deal. It's a big deal. Apple Music to me is a bigger deal than Amazon Music on on Engine OS. It's a big deal because a lot of people that use Apple products use Apple Music. So it's gonna. I think a lot of people that were potentially using Tidal before, I think they'll drop Tidal, especially if they're already paying for Apple Music, and move on from there. 191 concurrent viewers. Wow. You put something in there like Influencer, and all of a sudden people just shoot up. We didn't even talk about Namm. Namm was good. Actually, we did talk about Namm. We did. I'm glad to have seen some things that I think a lot of people are going to be excited for, things that haven't been announced yet. I think this is going to be a good year DJ wise for gear. And I am not in competition with Jason John. Jason John and I are friends, and we both do a job that's the same but different, you know. And more power to him. That man has earned his stripes, and he deserves everything he gets. So yeah, it's not even about that at all, you know. More power to everybody. Humpter Vid's going to come out tomorrow, or maybe even today. I'm not even sure. It's already done. I just got to post it. Yeah, that'll either come out today, tomorrow, or today. You know what? I will release it today for my members only, and then it'll be released the following day for everybody else. That's what we'll do. All right, but I got to eat, guys. I'm starving. Oh, if anybody is going to, I will be at the Mobile Entertainment Expo this month. It's February 1st. Jesus Christ. I will be there this month. So if you guys are going to that, we can definitely connect. And where else am I going to be? Well, that's the earliest. That's in like 20 days. All right. So besides that, I'm gonna get out of here. Enjoy your day. I will see you guys next Thursday. And make sure you watch the videos. Watch the videos. That's important. Watch the videos, especially the last one. It's long. Spent a lot of time on it. Load that next song. Bye. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace out. Enjoy your day. Thanks for hanging out today. Have great parties this weekend. Peace.